Okay, we're doing this again. Can you guys hear my voice? I think I messed up on the other one. Give me some responses, guys. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? God, you guys are probably gonna think that I'm some caveman or something. That are popping into this thing after we're done with the stream. There's... Yes, okay, nice, good shit. Okay, starting on Twitch. That was my fault. I was messing with myself. I had disabled the sound for my second, sound. Whatever, fuck it, never mind. Let's go! Are we cooked? Is the question. Are we done? Is Mass Effect 5 not happening? I think it's still happening. But I think we need to talk about this because this is making people lose their minds. Very important, and I thought that because I am the person, the person everybody goes to for everything Mass Effect. I am the sole voice in the Mass Effect community that anybody ever listens to ever. That's how it's always been. That's never gonna change. Nobody does it like I do. So. But I do want to talk about this honestly, joking aside, I do think it's important we look at this, okay? So you might remember last week I talked about EA possibly getting bought up by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, I think is what it's called, right? And people were up in arms last week about that. We're like, oh my god, this is the worst. Oh my god. I'm not a fan of it either because of the history with the buyer, but we're not going to talk about, political bullshit and stuff like that. We're going to talk, how will this affect Mass Effect? And I can't say that I know because I don't know, but I've been looking into this situation, okay? And I think it's important that we don't scream from the top of our lungs being like, oh, it's the end of the world, everything is fucked, we're done. There's no Mass Effect. I think it's important that we actually try to look at this realistically. So what can we expect? Okay, first of all, let's pop into the news. Where is it? Okay, here we go. There it is. And I'm sorry for blinding you guys with this. I'm so sorry. By the way, before I even jump into this, I want everybody to go over to Patreon, become a member, become a supporting member, because if Mass Effect is indeed in the shitter, I'm gonna need you guys to subscribe for other content so we can do other fun stuff. So Patreon right away, Patreon. I just gotta add that here, Patreon, here, okay? Everybody, make sure you become a supporter on Patreon. You get exclusive content if you want exclusive content. Maybe you're super sick of me selling this. I don't care. I'm gonna keep doing it until I have 1,000 members on Patreon. So let's go. Bam. That's the thing. I'm gonna sticky it. Go to it. Become a member. There we go. Exclusive content. Exclusive content. It's better. Yes, it's better than YouTube because enough support on Patreon will allow me to improve on the channel here because ad revenue sucks ass over here. So, Patreon is just better. It just is. Let's go over to the news. Here we go. That's not the news. That's a fucking mass relay. What am I doing? There we go. EA goes private in $55 billion deal with PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners Andrew Wilson to remain as CEO. I know a lot of you are going to be like, oh my god, really? This guy again? Yes. He says, apparently, I'm more energized than ever about the future we are building. Not much is going to change, I'm afraid. I'm just going to say that. So, EA has confirmed it has agreed to be acquired by an investor group composed by PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners in a transaction valued at approximately $55 billion or such. You know, just a, you know, small coin. It's the largest all-cash sponsor take private investment in history. Under the terms of the agreement, the group will acquire 100% of EA, with Saudi Arabia's public investment fund rolling over its existing 9.9 stake in the company. EA stockholders will receive $210 per share. Who cares? Anyway, Andrew Wilson with his traditional, whoa, I'm Android, I'm a robot, but here he is, and he says, Andrew Wilson, EA chairman and CEO, commented, our creative and passionate teams at EA have delivered extraordinary experiences for hundreds of millions of fans, built some of the world's most iconic IP, and just a bunch of, you know, salesman mumbo jumbo. Looking ahead, we'll continue to push the boundaries of entertainment, sports, and technology, unlocking new opportunities together with our partners. We will EA will continue to be led by Wilson and the transaction will be funded by I don't fucking care. Combined, the deal is for the blah blah blah. Right here, 20 billion of debt financing fully and solely committed by JP Morgan Chase. This is the important part of this, right? Is that 20 billion of those 56 or 55 billion is debt. So what EA is going to have to do, essentially what they're doing, they're borrowing the money. So they're going to have to rake in that cash for PIF, who just acquired them. That is actually something that Jason Schreier brought up on Bluesky that I don't use, but here he says it's official, EA is going private. The leveraged buyout will be financed by a staggering $20 billion of debt, which likely means some aggressive cost cutting is ahead for EA in the coming months and years. A lot of people are understandably focused on the Saudi Arabian Kushner part of this, but the far bigger immediate impact will come from the new private EA being on the hook for $20 billion in debt. That could mean mass layoffs, more aggressive monetization, other big cost-cutting measures. Worst case scenario, I would say. And I want to bring up some other things here that I want to, like, you know, put up here to what I think is going to happen, okay? But I want to chat with you guys for a moment first. Let's see what you guys have to say. Where the hell did you go? You guys just disappeared. There we are. Pop out chat. There we go. I can see you guys are really terrified right now. You're all shitting your pants. I mean, I don't blame you. A lot of people are like, oh my god, it's over. It's done. It's over. All these theory videos for nothing. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I don't think it's that bad, honestly. We'll see, of course. I don't know, but I think people are getting a little bit too scaredy pants for this. I don't think much is gonna change, but I'm gonna go over that in just a moment. I just want to see what you guys have to say, and I didn't set up my goddamn stream. There we go. Don't be stressed. Not stressed, Dad, I'm scared. Don't be. You have a voice? Yes, I do. Is my voice slow? Ba. God damn it. Fucking mic, man. It's so annoying. Anyway, let's go like this. Like this. Like this. I lowered the music. Hopefully that's enough. Okay, let's see what you guys have to say. Now EA has to make Emmy work more than ever. Yes. Someone will find a way to get it done. For now, is the video game version of development hell? Whether or not it's in the form fans will want is a different story. Yes. Aggressive cost cutting? Yes. That's a theory. That's possibly what could happen. We don't know. Like, we don't know what they're planning with EA is. Like, what is their real obligations? You know, what are the terms? We don't know that. Hit the mic with a hammer. How will this affect Mass Effect? We'll see, but I'm gonna go through what I think. Okay. Hollywood guy with the $5. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. And again, I appreciate all the support you guys can give me. So the worst case scenario is that Mass Effect will be pushed back many years, and that sucks. EA needs a win, and this debt will not make it happen. I don't think it's going to be pushed back. Emmy really has to be made exceptionally good for this to work. Yes. There's a few things here, okay? So I wrote a notepad document here that I lost. I can't find it again for some reason. Notepad. Where is it? Ah, there we go. Okay, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna pop on over here. I'm gonna make this little chat window a little bit smaller. So this is what I found. Okay, you guys ready? That's a little bit too big. Let's make it smaller. So, okay, PIF, which is Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, is like a big piggy bank for Saudi Arabia. They have, as I've written here, around 900 billion to play around with. And what they do to explain PIF is that they are essentially, as I said here, like a piggy bank for Saudi Arabia. They don't deal with oil. They deal with entertainment, sports, you know, stuff like this to make money on the side next to the oil. Okay, that is essentially who they are, what they're trying to do. They're trying to get a foot into the gaming market, to the entertainment market, because once the oil inevitably runs out, they gotta have money somewhere else. They gotta have investment somewhere, right? So they're trying to make a mark. They're trying to get in here into the Western world and, you know, hey, we like games too. And some people apparently that are at the top of this thing are actually gamers, but they're like sports gamers. They're sports fans, right? So think like big Ronaldo fans, essentially. Next point. At the same time, they're a self-conscious landlord that cares about image and money. That is very important because... Okay, we're going to get to that in a moment. Imagine EA, as I've written here, being the building they buy, and every room is a studio like BioWare. They expect you to pay rent on time, or in this case, make them money. So you want BioWare to be able to convince PIF that they're going to make money. They need to see proof that you can still make money somehow. And I think EA has probably proven that or shown that to PIF that at least, you know, with BioWare, there is Mass Effect that has tremendous potential. There's a TV show in the works, and that probably wouldn't have happened. And I don't think they're going to just, you know, shut that down because they do want a foot in the gaming market. They're not just going to, you know, oh, we're going to shut this stuff down because we don't like it. That's not how they work, okay? So let's take it easy, okay? Let's take it easy, okay? Stay with me. Stay with me. Boom. Right. This was the next one, and for some reason, it's not... There. They're very concerned about ROI. So ROI is return on investment, which is literally the only thing EA had in mind when they bought BioWare. So they're essentially in the same situation with EA that EA was in BioWare back in the day. You know, it's just that obvious. It's that simple. They just want a return on their investment. They want money. They want to make a lot of money. But again, let's not forget that they want a foot in the door in the Western world, in the gaming market. That means that they're probably not going to be too disruptive, because as far as I know, they haven't been too disruptive in some of the media that they've been, you know, investing in. Next point, okay? I'm going to rattle these off, so so hang with me, okay? Bear with me. For some reason, my thing here is flipping out. PIF doesn't step in directly and usually lets studios do their thing as long as it's likely to make them a bunch of money. That's the next point. All right. And here we go with the next one. I know I'm really good at this. I know, thank you for telling me. However, if there's a chance at losing face or getting embarrassed, they're probably going to shut that shit down. So that's also a possibility. So if it's another Veilguard situation we have on our hands with the next Mass Effect, you can probably expect it to be shut down. Probably not, but they're probably going to be very careful with that, you know. You got to prove to them that, you know, you're worth having, essentially. For some reason, this gets cropped off. I don't really know why. Can we make this smaller? Maybe. Let's go with size 72. Oh my God. Okay, that's small. Let's make that a little bigger. Okay, that background is going to be really annoying. But we'll work with it, guys. You can see it, I think. You have good eyes, right? Okay, so as far as I know, they don't ban inclusivity outright because that is a concern a lot of people have been discussing. But we can probably expect regional censorship. What that means is that there's going to be censorship probably in the Middle East, like they, usually do over there. So yeah, that's pretty much a guarantee, as I've written here. So, regional censorship, that kind of deal. It's not really that unusual, to be honest. Sports like FIFA are their biggest moneymakers, and EA and PIF will most likely squeeze as much as they can from these franchises, not niche RPGs like Mass Effect. I don't think they will, because there is so much more earning potential in other games. Sims, for example, has much, much more return investment than like Mass Effect. Like Mass Effect, you guys can imagine that like a passion project, right? It's not really I gotta get over this thing. I gotta move myself here. Mass Effect is more like a niche passion thing for like EA. Let's say that EA is like a content creator like me. Like Mass Effect is like a passion thing. It's not really something that they expect too much money from, but they still, and let's not forget that EA has been wanting to have like this big flagship RPG in their roster. And Mass Effect, I think, is their foot in. So again, let's not forget that, right? They have to, like, they want to have a foot in the door with the RPG franchise, like the niche RPG side, because they don't have anything other than Mass Effect now, or even Dragon Age. Mass Effect is definitely the more popular one, though. So again, I hope I'm managing to calm you guys down, because I think it's necessary. The biggest problem, I think, is that this is a leveraged buyout, which Jason Schreier brought up, meaning EA is now $20 billion in debt to PIF, and they have to generate that money back, preferably quickly. And this brings us to the next point. This could mean bigger cuts, more layoffs, more AI, and so on. Essentially what EA has been doing all along. So really nothing new there, but it's just probably going to be a bigger push if we're being realistic towards that stuff. So if you don't like that, then you're probably going to fucking hate it. Here we go. Okay. On the other hand, long term, EA could be more stable economically. Short term, probably more layoffs. We can expect probably more studios to get shut down. Hopefully not BioWare. Hopefully not Mass Effect, because we still want to see what happens with Mass Effect, right? Another concern is that while they probably won't ban sex scenes and spicy stuff like that, they're probably going to soft push for stuff like PG-13 to make the game as broad and PG as possible. Because again, guys, they want a return on their investment. And that brings me to this point, which is my final point. Hopefully they've been watching the success of Baldur's Gate 3 and realized that letting it be NSFW as possible is going to make them the most money in the long run. Let's pop this over there. So that's my take on it. And, at least hopefully they let it be, because that made a lot of money. For example, Baldur's Gate 3. But like there's a lot of factors here. I just don't think it's that easy to say that, oh, it's gonna get shut down. Oh, Mass Effect is cooked. Everything is, it's over. It's over. I don't think that, but possibly what we can expect is that there might be a serious milk toast-esque ingredient to Mass Effect. I really hope not. God damn it, PIF, if you're watching this, don't you fucking dare. Make sure this game blows everybody's minds. Go the Baldur's Gate 3 route. Don't you start censoring shit. Just let it be. That's how you make money, PIF. Don't start messing with this thing. Don't. Okay. I don't think they will. I don't think they will. But, who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Now I gotta check see what you guys are saying. Oh boy, you guys have said a lot of stuff. So the worst case scenario is that Mass will be pushed back many years. That sucks. EA needs a win, and this that right. You said that before. But thank you again, Hollywood Guy, for the $5. Again, $5 from Hollywood Guy. I get all that you say about this company. Invest a lot of money. If Mass Effect or another game doesn't work out, imagining them taking over. Yeah, but I think they're probably ready to risk Mass Effect to be released first, and if it doesn't pan out, they're probably gonna do the same thing that EA was probably planning to do, and that is to kick that bucket in case it doesn't work out. I think everybody, like all of us, are like expecting that right now. Like they're probably gonna kick BioWare over in case they don't make that money back with Mass Effect. Independent Courier with the $20. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Love the support. The Saudis are needing ROI 1.5 trillion relocated from an abandoned city project. They have investments worldwide. It's literally competition because oil is so volatile. Kushner, I don't know if I say that name right, loves the First Amendment. DAME might be sold. Hey, if Dragon Age and Mass Effect gets sold, I mean, that's kind of a good thing. If they allow Mass Effect and Dragon Age to actually finally be sold, this is going to be one of those, oh my God, that, it's going to be a blessing in disguise. Because if somebody can pick them up that actually cares about these franchises, I mean, technically we could approach a scenario, and I'm not saying we are, but we could approach a scenario where Sven Vincke is like, those franchises are looking mighty juicy right now. I mean, people have been talking about that before. They're like, oh my God, why can't Sven Vincke and Larian just acquire Mass Effect and Dragon Age? Maybe this is how they do it. I don't know. I don't think so, because I think that would be a lot of money that they don't want to put on that. They want to create make their own franchises. But I mean, stuff like that, maybe not Larian, but somebody else that actually cares about these franchises. Experienced RPG devs, yeah, for sure. For sure. Like, that is gonna be one hell of a bidding day, guys. If they put up Mass Effect to be sold, man, people are going to be bidding all over. They're going to be like, oh my God, we got to get this thing, We have people who care. Given what the Expanse game looks like, Owlcat would be a good for the ME franchise. True, Darth Gooner. But again, I don't think... The thing is, they're probably going to sell these franchises for a lot of money if they do, because they are worth a lot of money. Especially Mass Effect. Maybe not Dragon Age as much after Veilguard, but Mass Effect is still up there. But honestly, guys... Nabu Prime, Middle Eastern own a lot of Western companies, and they haven't changed anything in them, not even management, so don't worry much, said a Middle Eastern. The thing is, I've been doing some research over these past few days, and I do think that, as much as I dislike the idea of this because of various reasons, like when you just look at Mass Effect, when you just look at what's probably going to happen, it's probably not going to be that big of a change. The worst thing is what Jason Schreier brought up, right? That there's a possibility that they might start laying people off. And that might mean that we're going to get an even smaller team that's working on Mass Effect. Or, worst case scenario, that they're going to they're going to just shut BioWare down. I don't think they are going to do that, because still they do want a wide portfolio, and Mass Effect is currently the only franchise that is alive in EA's portfolio that is still an RPG. So the thing is, I don't think they want to get rid of that, and they have, especially EA, I've talked about before, that they want to keep that foot in the door, as I mentioned before. They are not gonna just quit Mass Effect, the sole RPG essentially that they have right now. I know they have Dragon Age as well, but Dragon Age, let's be fair here, is absolutely dead in the water. After Veilguard, they're not going to do anything with Dragon Age for quite a while. They're going to have to pull Mass Effect off first, and if they can make a really good Mass Effect game, then perhaps Dragon Age has a chance to come back. But for now, all bets are off. It's all on Mass Effect. So here's the thing. I don't think they're going to risk just getting rid of their last card in the RPG book. Yeah, I just doubt it, just what I think about it. I just doubt that they would. You might say that I'm coping, but I'm just trying to look at the facts here, like how much actually makes sense for them to like just start, shutting down and stuff like that. I don't think it makes sense for them to shut this down because, again, this is an investment company, guys, or investment fund. They want as much what's it called? Diversification as they possibly can. They need to diversify their income, and the best way to do that is to do that across a variety of genres. And Mass Effect is like the flagship RPG of BioWare, of EA, I would say. So, I mean, it would just be stupid, really, to get rid of it. Hopefully, they can just do something good with it. Dragon Age Legendary Edition, please. There's too many factors that will affect Mass Effect severely. Research says PIF really only cares about its sports IPs. Makes sense for EA's Madden, etc. Mass Effect could be severely affected for the reason alone EA is bought on debt. Aggressive cost cutting, so BioWare could be shut down entirely or have some serious anti-consumer practices implemented. So the thing is, they could implement, microtransactions again. I don't know if they would do that, though. I do think that the higher-ups at EA would probably say something along the lines of, yeah, that didn't work last time we did that. And they would probably communicate that with PIF as well, but it's still possible that they're going to be like, yeah, we got to add, microtransactions and stuff like that again. So, it's not impossible. What I am more, I would say, like, realistic about, I think what I think is mostly realistic is they might make the next game even more PG. I fucking hate that idea, but if they do, they are gonna, they're gonna, I'm not saying they're gonna do it, but I think that's the biggest risk, is that they're gonna try to make it as marketable and as palatable as possible for people of all ages. And as gamers, we know that shit doesn't work. We know that shit doesn't work. Either you go full on NSFW, no holds barred, Baldur's Gate 3 balls to the wall, or you go Starfield. or anything else that's incredibly fucking boring. So it has to be, to us in the gaming sphere, you would hope that these people in the fund, they see that they're like, yeah, we're not gonna mess with that. We want money, and we don't want to mess with that. So, but fan-fucking-tastic. Independent Courier, I see the deal as a reset back to what was money. Maybe. Thank you for the $2 though. Again, and thank you for the $2 Christmas every day. It's a great day. Thank you. Well, maybe. It depends. We'll have to see. I think it's one of these situations that's just, it's just another EA, really. But then again, like, EA has, of course, a longer track record of fucking shit up. So, I don't know. To have the best squad mate, you need to pay $10 per mission, kind shit. Nah. What do you think they will say on November 7th? Preferably something along the lines of, guys, chill, it's okay. The game is coming, that would be great. And we're not going to hold back. There's going to be a lot of sex and stuff. Don't worry. That is my prime hope, that they're going to say something like that. But at this point, you know, who knows? I just hope that there's some form of communication from the top brass over there, from the PIF to EA and then to Michael Gamble, because, I mean, you gotta have like a clear line so you can speak to them. It'd be really weird if they started making DLC for old games. I wouldn't mind expansion packs for Legendary Edition. I mean, sure, but I don't think they're going to do that, though. They probably want some fresh product to get out there. So, no. But that could be cool. I mean, sure, fine. $5 to feed your fish. Nah, that's probably not going to... Nah. EA's business model is dead. Saudis like a booba too. Well, let's hope they do. Thanks for the $2 again. Yeah, Michael Gamble probably sweating and concerned as much as we are right now. Maybe. I should try reaching out to him, see if he responds. I don't think he will, but you know, it would be nice to hear from somebody who actually works on the game or something, to be like, yeah, no, yeah, we know what's going on, and, you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's chill. It's okay. But, you know. Guys, you guys are going to have to become... you guys are going to have to become Patreon supporters. And I will make sure that the game happens. I will make a pixelated Mass Effect if I have to. But, yeah, that's a lot of money and developers... that I have to hire to make that happen. So become a Patreon member, guys. Become a Patreon supporter. Anyway, let's see. Oh, by the way, I just gotta, while I was speaking about that. There we go. There we go. Okay, so just to make sure you guys see this, okay? To show you how what it looks like. This is really cool. Look at my Patreon page. This is mine. This is my front page. This is my front page. I have 11 paid members right now. We can increase that by a lot. Come on now. Get up. Come on, guys. Get it up there. Get it up there. Okay? Community Mass Effect game. I'll pitch in. Well, you better pitch in a couple of million. Because it ain't happening unless that's happening. But it's the Steam sale? What do you mean it's the Steam sale? You're saying you would support Steam rather than your favorite commander on the Citadel? How dare you, Mr. Kittler? I thought you was one of us, huh? We're just over a month away from N7 days. That would be the perfect time to say something. Yeah. What's it like? Was it now? Yeah, it's 1 month and a week. God damn. We're closing in, guys. It's going rapidly now. I'm also thinking on my next Mass Effect theory video that I'm trying to make right now. So I really hope it's not like, oh, you know, BioWare gets shut down tomorrow. That's gonna suck ass, because then I don't know what I'm doing theory videos for. Hey guys, happy M7 today. The studio is closing. Oh boy. Under Holton Studios, the next Mass Effect would go hard. Oh, Holton Studios, that's a heavy name, Matthew. God damn, perfect. Let's make it happen. Guilherme Ventura with the $10. Is that regular dollars? No, that's gonna be something else. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. What stage of development do you think Mass Effect is in? Do you think we'll see something at this year's VGA? Hugs from Brazil. Hugs back to you from Brazil, Guilherme. Oh, it's Brazil, right. Yeah, it's still in pre-production as far as we know. There has been talk from people that they supposedly entered production, but I don't think so. I gotta say I don't know, because I don't really have insiders per se. So what I suspect that they're doing is that they're doing this again, like this Bioware magic thing where they're like slowly working, or that they have combined both, you know, pre-production with production, and that they don't just suddenly switch over to production, and that they just go slowly and build the game as they go. So hopefully that's the solution they're going with, and that they don't like they just have a long pre-production, and that they still have production in their pre-production. Get it? So they don't just start scaling up. They just have, you know, the same thing all like the entire time. We don't know because they haven't said. This doesn't sound promising for the future of the franchise, not gonna lie. I feel you, but I mean, you know, it's a... God damn it, guys. This is like such a normal occurrence right now with regards to Mass Effect. It's just, you know, it's just another day. Just another day. Just another day in the BioWare world. That's kind of why I wanted, you know, talk about other games as well, because man, this is exhausting whenever shit like this happens. It's always like, we're so back. We're cooked. We're so back. Every time. We're cooked. Another day, another Mass Effect heart attack. Exactly. Did I miss a lot? Not much, Ali. Just that EA got bought out. And we can probably expect more football stuff. Who knows? Who knows? But in any case, I hope I could help you guys a little bit with like maybe like the worry you might be feeling now. Who knows? I can't promise. Maybe BioWare will get shut down tomorrow. I hope it doesn't, but to me, it doesn't make sense that they would just, you know, scrap Mass Effect and everything. It seems like such a, you know, because I really just wanted to talk about this because I've seen so many people screaming about this, and I was just like, guys, nothing's changed. BioWare is still on the chopping block. They have been all this time. I just don't think that they're gonna, you know, suddenly just, oh, let's off them right now. The only RPG that we have right now. It's like, it doesn't make sense. Nathan Sterner, I hope this Saudi investment firm does get involved and tells BioWare that if you don't make a game like the original Mass Effect trilogy or Baldur's Gate 3, they will throw BioWare out there. Look. I would hope that they would do that, you know, go back to what made these games great. A lot of choices, or a lot of repercussions. No PG bullshit, just full steam ahead. Don't, you know, no holes barred. Go hard or go home, as they say in the gym. As I say in the gym. Go hard or go home. You should check Borderlands 4. The Mass Effect can learn a lot, especially to bring back a fallen hero. I haven't played Borderlands yet, so maybe I have to do my homework there. Maybe they'll bring back Anthem 2.0. Do we want that? No. I think it's probably going to be as simple as this, okay? It's probably going to be as simple as this. This. It's just basically that. They just focus on sports stuff. Mass Effect and Star Wars and whatever. It's just whatever. Who cares? Like, to them, that's pretty much like their focus. Again, let's do it like this. There, see? They're gonna squeeze all the sports games to get as much money as they can, because Mass Effect is not a moneymaker in that sense. You know, it gives games like Mass Effect for a studio or a publisher like EA and for like PIF. It's like a very nice statue or something you have at your table. Like, it's a nice furniture that just, you know, it's a luxury item. We can add that. Let's do it like this. Mass Effect is a luxury item. It's just there. It's just to give them some form of respect, right? Sports games, that's where the money is. Xander, what profits you more, Patreon or memberships? Probably Patreon. You also get exclusive content on Patreon, honestly. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the memberships here on YouTube. I do appreciate the, you know, whoever is member here and who decides to support as a member. But Patreon is like the, you know, where I upload exclusive content. It becomes much more of a headache to do it over here as well. So, and people get like mad whenever you have exclusive content locked behind a wall on YouTube, but not on Patreon. So Patreon is probably better, just, you know, content creation wise for me. Big Red with the $2. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. Sports games, microtransactions are huge. Absolutely. That's where all the money is. All the kids play sports games. All the FIFA kids. God damn. They steal their mamas and daddies' wallet all the time. You know, that's where the money is. Mass Effect is no money. It's what do you call it? It's stature. You know, it's professionalism. It shows that you have something more than just silly sports games. Is what I'm trying to say. Carlos Arleno with the €5. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. If ME5 really takes place in 600 years, do you think combat will change? Crazy magic like tech and biotics, maybe Mini Reaper pets. Mini Reaper pets I would love that. Hopefully it's changed a lot. Like really cool guns, laser guns, like super energy weapons. Give me that, because I love that shit. Thank you, Xander. Appreciate the love. This is a leveraged buyout, so the real concern is the buyer gets cut loose to streamline costs versus profits for the future sale to another investment group. Maybe, Yukon. Maybe. That is also a concern, absolutely. There is, like, I understand, like, that people are scared. But, and for me especially, right? Talking about Mass Effect has been kind of my job for the better part of, like, 3 years. So, I mean, if anyone, should be scared. For some reason, I'm just not. I think it's partly because I don't think they would be that dumb to shut it down. Partly, also partly because I do cover other games. Mass Effect I love. I will always have the trilogy. But, you know, I do have like vested interest in seeing this thing become a reality, but at the same time, it's like, you know, it's like a mix of things. Like I'm not even coping. I'm not trying to say that like to, you know, portray this image that I'm not worried or anything. I'm just not, because there are other games than Mass Effect. Like I love Mass Effect to death. Trust me, I have so many playthroughs, and I know basically everything about it. There's more to gaming, and I don't think the PIF and EA would be so dumb to do this. Because let's not forget they have a TV show on the way. So again, PIF has a vested interest in letting Mass Effect bloom, because if it blooms on television, that makes them money. If it becomes like a good show and people love it, then it makes them a lot of money. And if that makes them a lot of money, then the game is probably also going to make them a lot of money. So, you know, again, I think I might be entirely wrong on this. I might wake up tomorrow and read that, oh shit, BioWare shut down. But I do think like people are way going overboard with this, you know, this scare thing. That's all the time now. Like, we're getting bombarded by this shit every day, right? Like, I'm not blind to that. It's just, I think it's a little it's a little too much, you know? It's kind of funny when you see it on Twitter and you see people go like, oh, and posting funny GIFs. But after a while, it's like, okay, guys, chill. Because then you see like how serious people are. It's like, okay, you know, I don't like this either, but let's try to look at this from like a realistic perspective. I don't think it really helps anyone, because even if it does happen, if BioWare gets shut down, what the hell are you supposed to do about it? Like, what are we supposed to do about it? It's just, yeah, okay, well, it was fun while it lasted, I guess. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't care. I'm just saying, what are we supposed to do about it? D. Fletcher with the €5. Thank you so much. No socially conservative owners. My fear is Mailship will be canonized in regards for marketing and media for Mass Effect. I don't think... Well, technically, Mailship was canonized up until Mass Effect 3. So that was when they introduced Jane Shep, essentially, right? The redhead female shepherd. And since then, she has become iconic. But before then, she was not. That was always male Shep. And I think, you know, when they just go with one base shepherd, like they did before, I don't really think that matters too much. I mean, would I like it if both showed up in marketing? Absolutely. But it's like, okay, which one is going to make sure that you sell more copies? Is it fem shep or is it male shep? Probably male shep, because that was how it was back then. And it, like, demographically speaking, gamers are more commonly still, the majority are young men. So a default male ship still speaks to the majority of gamers. Like, you have to understand the marketing behind it. That said, it would be nice if we can have both. I would prefer that. But looking at it logically, are we really cooked? I don't think so. Well, yeah, Spriggan, yeah, always has been. I think that's a good one for this stream. Are we cooked? Always have been. Big Red with the $5 again. Thank you. Hear me out. What if they just turned Mass Effect into a sports game? It's just FIFA, but with Krogan, etc. Still called ME5. You know what? Sure. Just fucking give us Mass Effect FIFA. If that's at least gonna make sure that we get some characters back, even if they're aliens and they're kicking a ball, you know, whatever. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, Biotti ball. Let's go. Let's go. Angelus, the fandom is too big for them to completely ignore. That too, but it's also like, to me, it seems like PIF is one of these funds that is like, yeah, they obviously want to get, again, like I mentioned before, they want to get like a foot in the door with the gaming space and stuff like that. And just shutting down Mass Effect and BioWare, like, especially Mass Effect, one of the biggest or most well-known franchises to us in our 30s, right? Because the main demographic for a lot of people who played Mass Effect were like, you know, between 25 to 30 and 40 and 50. Like, we're mostly old, gray people, you know. We're falling over because we're so old. No, but seriously, like, we are in the older age bracket, if you could say that. Most younger people, like 20 below, they don't play Mass Effect necessarily. I'm not saying that some of you younglings out there don't play Mass Effect. I'm just saying that most of you don't. Most of us in the higher age bracket play it. So you don't want to lose those consumers. Okay, I'm giving you an insight here, right? As a creator, I do this a lot with the numbers because I have to. I have to look at like what are the age brackets watching my videos and whatever a subject I'm talking about and stuff like that. That's very important. Like, what age bracket are you? And specifically when it comes to Mass Effect fans, there is a range of like from this age to this age that is the most like the person that consumes the most Mass Effect content, right? And that is most likely also like the gamers themselves, how many gamers have actually played Mass Effect. And so they don't want to lose those people, though they already have. They already have the FIFA people, the younger ones, you know, the sports fans, the sports nerds, the jocks, everything. They have that with FIFA and all the sports games, but shutting down BioWare would mean shutting down Mass Effect, which holds them like an age bracket of fans that they're gonna lose. Not just the Mass Effect fans, but they're gonna lose out on a lot of fans of that type of genre. Again, RPGs. Get it? Are we the boomers now? Yes, we are. Unfortunately, I'm too. I'm also a boomer. I just need to hear, "You're just a big stupid jellyfish" one more time and that's it. My life lived well. Same, Arthur. Same. But they can combine those audiences by just making ME5 FIFA. Absolutely, Big Red, you're absolutely right. Lord of Embers, it'd be time for Holton to assemble the war assets if Mass Effect is shelved. The war assets, as in, I would need you guys to become Patreon supporters right now so we can make our own Mass Effect. Well, you know, I'm joking, of course. We're not going to do that. Unless we can make it 1 million overnight. Maybe run an age poll. Oh, nice. We can do that, actually. Let's go. Poll. Tell me. Tell me, guys. Tell me. Are you a boomer? Boomer as in over 30. If you're below 30, you're not a boomer. Over 30, you're a boomer. If you're just 20, if you're just 29, you are a kid. You are a child. In all seriousness, if they shelve the franchise, there would be a chance they just sell it too. Yeah, to make the money back, yes. Because they are living on, not borrowed time, but they are living on like borrowed funds. Like they're $20 billion in debt now to PIF. So, I mean, they're gonna want to recoup that. But I'm not sure like how much they would even sell Mass Effect for. Because we're talking about $20 billion, guys. $20 billion. That's B as in a bzz. That's not M, that's B. So $20 million, $20 billion, that's $2,000 million. $2,000 million, right? 2,000 times 1 million. So selling Mass Effect for maybe like 200 mil, that's not even gonna scrape the bucket. That ain't gonna do shit, man. Not even 500 million. That's not gonna do anything. We're talking, 1 billion is 1,000 million, guys. They're not gonna get anything for Mass Effect. We are 50s. Whoa. Oh, damn. Okay. We are 43% boomer. So we are 43% over here that are over 30. 57% are no boomer. No boomer, no. Damn, you guys are all. I have a 57%, you know, half of my audience are children. You're all literally in diapers, man. I heard it's for 52 billion. I think it's 56 or something. Something. It's just absurd amounts of money. Like at that point, it's like, what? Give me $1 billion and I'll do fucking wonders for humanity. 56? Bugh. God damn. Then again, I do understand, like, it's just a lot of, you know, it's salaries and it's materials and it's offices and it's ba-da-ba-da-ba. After turning 29, recently feels good to be demoted from uncle to child. You are a literal baby. You're a little baby. I'm 37. I think above the boomer level, I'm stoner. Above the boomer level is the those are the weird ones. What are they called? The weird ones. You're a weird one. We at EA would like to announce Mass Effect Biotiball, player by favorite teams like the Seattle Sorcerers and the Usaru Maestros. Sounds amazing. I'll take it. But nah, guys, I don't think we're cooked yet. I could turn out to be completely wrong, but I don't think I am. Remember, I'm always right. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's fun to talk about this stuff, though. We'll be back on Friday, and I'll dive into some more theories. But I'm just hoping. I'm just gonna take it a little slow right now, and just hope that they don't shut down BioWare tomorrow. Because, yikes! I don't think they will. Okay, chill. I don't think they will. Don't get a heart attack. Chill. I'm not saying they are. I'm just messing with you, okay? You can go to bed and feel all good about yourself. It's gonna be fine. Mass Effect is not gonna go away. Maybe. No, I'm just kidding. Chill. It's good. Anyway, all you children over here, 60% children, I thank you for watching, and all the boomers out there as well, my brothers and sister boomers. We'll be back on Friday. We'll keep talking about this then, and some other stuff, and have some fun again. So for now, guys, chill, okay? Chill. Take it easy. Don't forget to go over to my Patreon right here, cause I'm really selling out. I know, it's fucking insane. What am I doing? Go over to my to my Patreon right now. Do it, or my dog will bark at you and be very sad or something. Guys, I'm gonna be off today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, take care. Mr. Alton signing off. Bye bye. Hugs and